talk about my conscious lifestyle. And just a little rundown about me. Next slide. Okay, so living with passion. In order to live with passion, you need to find your passion. And for me, that was so difficult. Like many of you in this room, I have a lot of different talents and skills and interests. And I always dreamed that I would do something really noble. Like since I'm a little girl, I'm like, I'm gonna save the world, I'm gonna do something really cool. And I just didn't know what it was. So I traveled around the world to find it. I went to China. Of all the places, I was in college and I was studying marketing and international business, and I went to my guidance counselor here at UNLV and I was just like, where is the furthest place in the world that I could go from Las Vegas? Where can I go? And he said, well, there's a program in China. I'm like, perfect, sign me up. I remember coming home and telling my parents, they're here tonight, I said, I'm moving to China and I'm going to learn Chinese. And they were like, what? Italian girls from Long Island, New York don't do that. But I was really gung-ho. So I went to China and man, I did fall in love there. I just love the culture and I could speak conversational Chinese now. But again, there was something a little bit off. Like I just couldn't find that one thing that I was passionate about. So I decided to pack my bags. After I came home from China, I graduated from UNLV, and I have a bachelor's in marketing, a bachelor's in international business, and I minored in psychology and Chinese language. So with all those degrees, I was certain I would find my passion. So when I graduated from UNLV, I worked in advertising, and I just realized, man, that was not my passion. So I was totally fed up with Las Vegas. I thought there was like a hex here. And so I was like, I'm going back to New York. So I moved to New York City, and I was a manager of a medical spa. And I really loved the work that I was doing. I was helping people feel good about their body and their skin, and they were just really now coming into themselves. So I loved the job I was doing, and it did touch upon my passion, but there was something was still a little bit off, and the company was sold, so I was out of a job, and I had no more money, so I had to bring my broke ass back to Las Vegas to be with my parents, and I was like, sorry guys, I swear I'm gonna do something cool one day, and I was just totally lost. So when I was in Las Vegas, I did spend a lot of time in front of the television watching trashy TV, eating peanut butter out of the jar, and I was just like, man, I will never find my passion. I thought I was just like born without it. So at the same time, when I'm on this crazy quest of finding my passion, I started living a healthier lifestyle. I figured, you know what, if I can't have my passion, at least I'll have my good health, you know? So I started experimenting with all my travels around the world. I also lived in London too. I was going more from a meat-eating diet to a plant-based diet, and I realized, wow, I love it. So the more that I went into a plant-based diet, it really sparked something in me. And I found out my passion. Plants. I am head over heels in love with plants. I love what plants do. I love eating plants. Woo! I love growing plants. I just love that everything plants do. And I couldn't believe it. Like, I literally traveled around the world. I have 4 college degrees, and plants were my passion. I could have saved myself a lot of money and a lot of time, but it's okay. So, again, now I'm back in Las Vegas, and I'm now super stoked. I found my passion. But I was also looking for a job because, you know, got all this college debt. So I was at an unsuccessful job search. I could not find anything that I could really wrap my mind about and my heart about. So I had a lot of time on my hands. And I was telling my parents all the time, my sister, I'm like, plants are so cool. You should eat plants. Let's eat a plant-based dinner. And my family is very blunt, and they were like, enough already, Kelly. Enough with the plants. You got to find other people to talk to. And that's what I did. I started my own website where I could talk all about plants 24/7, and they wanted to hear me talk about it.
You go, girl.
Thank you. So it was really funny how Vegan Consultant came about. I actually bought the domain when I was living in Manhattan. My roommate and I, we went out one night and we came back home and we were just brainstorming and we were like, what would be a cool career? And I remember saying, I would love to talk about living a conscious lifestyle with other people and just share my journey with them. And at the time, it was just an idea, a dream. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I went on GoDaddy and I just bought Vegan Consultant. I'm like, that sounds cool. But then I didn't touch upon it. So when I was after this job search and all this time on my hands, I'm like, you know what? It's time to bring Vegan Consultant back. Put it out there in the universe and see what happens. And to get it off the ground, you know, I'm not a great writer and I didn't have a name at the time of like people would want to listen to me. So I figured I'm going to interview everyone and anyone I know in this movement who has a name, who can share their journey, and maybe I'll learn something. And also, when people Google search them, they'll find me. And it actually worked out really well. Now I do write more blogs and guides and things like that. And cut to a year later, last month on February 28th, I celebrated my 1-year Vegan Consultant anniversary. Thank you. And now I have literally a global network of people who I converse with every day on Facebook, on Twitter, on my website. I have thousands of people coming to me. I was featured on the TV show The Doctors, which is, you know, it was a cool thing to be asked on. And I won an award, the 2011 Intent.com Award for Best Healthy Eating Website. So it was really amazing what I accomplished in just 1 year. And really, it was all just off of passion. So here are my pig friends. And they're a really big part of this because they can't be here tonight, you know, to talk to you all. So I'm talking on their behalf. And the lifestyle that I'm just so enthusiastic about, that I'm just so passionate about, is really to help them. Because the more that we go to a plant-based diet, we are actually saving lives. And don't worry, I'm not going to show any bloody pictures or anything crazy like that. I just like to focus on the positive. And the positive of living a conscious and compassionate lifestyle is that we're literally saving lives. We're also helping Mother Nature. The more that we go to a plant-based diet, we really are helping the impact of waste. And, you know, you could have your arguments of what global warming is all about and whatnot, but there's no running from the facts that when you go towards a plant-based diet, you are helping the environment. And humanity. There's unfortunately a stereotypical thing about vegans that we don't necessarily care about humans, or, you know, it's all about animals. But the United Nations just came out recently and was talking about the more that we could shift to a plant-based diet, the more people we could feed. Because instead of feeding the livestock to then feed the human, if we just use those materials and grains and plant-based materials, we could actually help solve the problem of 1 billion people starving every day. And to me, once I just understood the facts, and I was at church last Sunday and the pastor was talking about his journey, and he said that he has a train, and his train is ran by facts, faith, and then emotion. So no matter, you know, what my emotion is that day, my train is now ran by facts. These are just facts. And this is way beyond me, and I'm so privileged to be able to share about it because, yes, my lifestyle now, it cured my cystic acne that I was suffering with years, a very sexy stomach condition called irritable bowel syndrome. Helped that. And I wanted to lose weight, and it's helped me maintain a healthy body weight. But again, it's helping animals, helping the environment, helping humanity. And so to bring it now back to home, this is Tonopah Community Garden. Now we have a new name, Vegas Roots Community Garden, and this is a garden plot that I share with my friend here. We grow vegetables and we donate it to various charities to spread love and positivity with plants. And so it's just a really beautiful journey knowing that the lifestyle that I want to promote and the consciousness that I want to add back into my local community, it's here, it's growing. So with this whole Shift Vegas movement and all the things, the cool things that Zappo's doing and just downtown in general, what I would love to share with you all is like, when we rebuild, when we move forward, let's make that conscious. Let's make it compassionate, because I can't see of it in a more beautiful way to bring this to life of like, yes, we are rebuilding. We were hit hard with the economy. It was hard, but we're back and we're stronger and we're even more conscious. So within that, I started a program that I do vegan consulting now. I'm a real vegan consultant instead of just making it up in my apartment in New York. And so I help people become vegan, learn about the lifestyle. I also help entrepreneurs. And so I work with people who I know will impact a lot of people in a conscious way. And I also help businesses become more eco-friendly and conscious. And so my dream is that I will reach millions of people to live a more conscious and compassionate way. And no matter where you are on the spectrum today or you were yesterday, it's all about what you could do right now to be more conscious and compassionate. So I'd just like to leave on this note, and this is a really great quote that has helped me stay true to what I'm doing, because that's an important thing, because when you are so passionate, you have so much drive, and you do put yourself out there. You know, I'm a blogger, so I do get criticism, or, you know, people tell me you should be more blunt or less blunt. You should say this or that. I have to stay true to who I am and be the activist that I know I am and who I want to be. So it says activism is the rent I pay for living on this planet. And so that's what I'd like to leave you all with today. Thank you so much for listening, and rock it, live with passion. Thank you so much.
Go time.